We'll get underway. Sitting on the backup computer here. Alrighty, so if you guys could all go on mute now, we're underway with recording. Just come on, switch it on when you want to talk. Okay. Right. I think technology seems to be behaving itself. So we'll get underway. We'll share the screen just to give a bit of an intro. I'm just going to find the right button for that. Okay. We're underway now. Cool. So welcome everybody to Opening to Flow of Abundance. This is a free healing webinar. I'm Nicolas David Ngan of the Centre for Conscious Ascension. And we're going to talk about the following, because a lot of guys are going to watch this on YouTube later. So I'll just sort of go through some of them cold. So I'll just give an overview of what this is about, then we can be more informal. Okay. So put your hands up if you're here to do something very special for the world, but you can't quite rely on the universe to give you what you need when you need it. I had that most of my life. So this free live group healing webinar is to gracefully accelerate the healing of the fear of stepping into the life you really desire. Okay. And that's what all light workers desire, to get on with the mission. Easier said than done. And so you can quicken the process of safely letting go. I had a lot of trouble doing that. And opening to the flow of abundance and delivering your gift of service to the world. All right. So this is about helping you get on with your mission, really. So what I would like to do is find out why you guys are here. So I'll start. I'm here to help. My mission is to help you guys get on your mission as a light worker. So if you've been treading water for a long time, can't quite get the mission going, I'm here to help you do that. That's what we do at the Centre for Conscious Ascension. So I'd like to hear briefly, first, especially the brave people who have shown themselves, starting with Isabel has put her hand up. Where you're located, because it's usually pretty international, and what brought you here, and what you'd like from this. We're setting collective intention now, okay? And if you're feeling a little shy, some of you guys who aren't on video, you can just put it in the chat and I'll read it out. Okay, so Isabel, do you want to go for
it? Yes. So I'm here to mainly unlock the abundance, but also to unlock whatever is stopping me to be out there. I feel rejecting somehow all the opportunities that are being given to me to actually move forward and shine. I'm doing a lot of courses, but don't seem to finish any or no results such. I guess I give the excuses of the money, but I'm maybe wasting it, or it just goes. So I don't focus on one outcome. Everything seems to be scattered. So I don't see my mission, or I don't do my mission because of pure resistance, maybe, or pure lack of money. Okay. But yeah.
Okay, thank you. And where are you located, Isabel?
I'm in London.
Okay, I'm just outside London, so you're probably not too far away.
Right.
Okay, so we have who's next? So if you want to speak, just wave at me like this. It's much easier for me to see you. You would like to share next briefly while they're here, set intention. Okay, Yogini.
Hello, Nicholas, and hello, everyone. It's an honor and pleasure to be here with you. So I'm very interested in this process of divine healing with the Academy. And this was part of the course. So, of course, abundance is always part of healing. So I'm here as a light worker, open, receptive, to really let the light in with this amazing technology. So thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you, Yogini. All right, who's next? Janaki.
Hi everyone, my name is Janaki and I'm from London. So I'm here very similar reasons to Isabel and Yogini. I'm interested in doing Nicolas's Divine Healing course. My light worker role has changed and now I want to start doing lots of energy healing courses. Again, my financial management or financial flow maybe needs to be managed better. And perhaps this could be brought up in the work we do today.
Thank you. Yeah, money.
This time coming from USA, Florida.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, who's next? Who else like to set intention? Don't be shy. It's just what you put in, what you get out of this. Okay, Anna.
Hi, I'm Anna. So I'm from Amsterdam in the Netherlands, and I've been following your center for quite some time. I've read the book, of course, on the soul contract, the soul contract reader. Sorry, I just forgot the name. And I'm just interested also in doing the course eventually, and still looking for the way to maybe set up a practice in it, combine it with also astrology, where I'm more specialized in. So I'm just still in the early stages of exploring options. But indeed, money is part of the equation.
Yeah, yeah. Money is always a part of the equation.
Yes,
Love,
you have to eat.
love and trust and paying bills. Yeah.
Yes.
And being a service. Okay. Who else would like to share?
Hi, I can go. I apologize. My video is not showing though.
Hang on, Latoya. Let me just sort that out. Hang on. Just say yes to being a panelist, and then your video will show. Okay. You'll switch the panelist. Yeah, that's it. Just going to get you over here. And she'll turn up in a minute. Okay. There you go. Okay, so now if you just switch on the sound and say yes to the video, Latoya. There you go. So, there you go. Now you're on.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear and see you.
Okay, perfect. So I also read the book recently, maybe about a week or two ago, and a lot of it was really insightful around challenges that I have experienced, particularly around money and stepping into my purpose on a deeper level. So I do have a business already. I've had a business for about 7 years now. I'm in the US. I'm also in Florida. But I do know that there is a lot more that I'm called to do and here. And so my intention is to really work through those blocks, many of which are rooted in past lifetime, but some in this lifetime as well. But to really work through those blocks to open myself up to step deeper into my purpose and call in the abundance that I know is possible.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Oh yeah, Noreen from Canada says on the chat, hi all. Hi all, my partner's on another meeting, so I'll type in chat if that's okay. I'm located in Canada and I would like to create more flow in my abundance and clear those blockages so I can move forward with confidence. Thanks, Noreen. I know someone else has said something here. Can't tell who that is. Isabel's comments it's not telling me who it is. Okay, so who else? Okay, yeah. Okay, Laura.
Yeah, it was me that put the comments at Isabel's.
Oh, you're LH. Okay, I couldn't quite see you were covered by the chat. Okay.
I totally second that. Like a mess of finances, feast or famine, and even when it's a feast, it's actually not that great. So it'd be nice to clear that up, find out what exactly is going on, try and hone in that. and try and get a straight road through to actually doing some serious light working rather than it's like how would you say, it's almost like firefighting most of the time.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. And where are you? Sounds like you're up north.
Yeah, I'm in Glasgow in Scotland.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Laura. All right. Cassie?
Hello. So I don't remember how long ago I got the book. It's been a while. But I've been wanting to take the class too. I'm just waiting till I have the funds to be able to do that. But I always feel like there's something blocking me from figuring out like my abundance side of everything. Like I know that I'm drawn to do this work and I'm called to do this work and I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, but logistically making it make sense is something that is evading my awareness. So yeah, that's why I'm here.
Okay, thank you. And where are you located?
Oh, I'm in Texas in the US.
Okay, so more from the south. Everyone's from the south today. Okay. All right. Bianca?
Yes, hello. I am also from the Netherlands, near Amsterdam.
Okay.
And I read the book 1 year ago, and I decoded my own soul contract, and it made sense. But still, I didn't listen to it, and I went on with the things I did, and so a lot of bad things happened, and now I stopped everything. I want to do the course. I am translating the book now for myself to get a deeper understanding of it. And I want to do this work. And then I saw this. So I'm curious. I'm curious.
Okay, thank you. All right. Let's see, anyone else? No, we're okay. All right. So sounds like a lot of people brought the money issue to the table, one of the trickiest things on earth, because money and love are the same thing in the matrix here. So we have lots of hidden issues about receiving love that affects our money, and we'll get into that a bit more. Okay, so let me get back to the presentation here. So on the right button. Okay. Right, so how do we let go into this flow of abundance? See what we can do here. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a bit about how divine healing works. This is the very top level. Okay. So divine healing was downloaded in 2006 by Almira Ariel Haland, who used to run the center with me, because we were looking for a tool. There are our karmic patterns, me especially with regard to money. And we needed a very powerful tool because we had some really heavy duty karmic patterns. And so the system comes from source. It comes from many different dimensional levels to help us ascend in consciousness, to dissolve our ego, to dissolve our ego onion here, which we all have, which is created by our soul contract. Sounds like most of you read the book. So this is you, the pure flame of consciousness. Okay, and this is all the layers of the ego that's been built up around you from the soul contract. And this is what each of you have been describing or struggling through to peel this onion. So you get back to the pure love that you are. And when you're back to the pure love that you are, then the flow of abundance happens a lot more easily. And so divine healing is used to peel this onion. So we're going to do a bit of it today. It's designed to peel this onion in the right order, because the ego, the higher self built you, the higher self's the part of you not embodied, soul's the part of you that is embodied. And we peel this layer, this onion in layers, so you can unleash your gift of service to the world, that special thing you've been searching for. You can feel it, but you can't quite get to it, and things aren't quite working where you'd like. So basically, as the higher self built you, it knows the order in which to peel your ego onion. And so what we do in divine healing, I've already aligned you guys before we started to your higher selves, is that basically we align to the higher self, and through divine healing, there's a very quick and simple, profound set of healing tools that you can use on yourself and others. And ultimately you can reconnect to spirit at all levels. And basically it's very self-empowering, because you can use it to clear a lot of stuff. So what happens is this, is that we come from source here, all that is, great spirit. We're multidimensional, and this is on the 12th dimension. And source basically wanted to know more of itself by feeling all the different parts of itself, having different parts of itself descend in consciousness from the 12th dimension all the way down to this 3rd dimension, down to here. So we got to the point where the sparks of the divine in us, or source, called the soul, is in a body here, what I call the avatar or the earth suit. And we got so far away from source, we actually forgot that we're a spark of the divine. We actually come from God. We are God, because ultimately there's one great soul here. So, and the purpose of this is so that we forget who we are and we seek our true purpose, which ultimately is to get back to source, to take all the intense, dense, painful, challenging learning of trying to wake up, find out who we are, take it back with us, because when you're in a physical body, you learn much faster than if you're not in the body, because the density of the body infuses strong emotional energy into us, into our soul. And this is how it learns. It learns much faster than when it's not in a body. So what we do with divine healing is we align to higher self, the part of us not in the body. And we are going to open up a channel. We're going to break through this red line here. There's an interference zone of astral beings on the lower octaves. There's 12 octaves in a dimension, of the 4th dimension. We're going to punch a hole through this initially so we can connect to the higher self. And that guidance is what's necessary to bring your missions online and to create abundance, because the Matrix were in here. How many of you guys have watched the Matrix? Put your hand up. Okay, so the Matrix is the closest thing to what actually goes on here. And this is like a 3rd dimensional projection screen. So there's nothing of substance here. It's just something for us to experience reality in a certain way. So to bring abundance in, we need to open to higher consciousness and clean up our ego onion here, then raise the frequency of our body, align to higher self, and then what happens is it starts to come through us and out into the world. And that starts to manifest our mission, that special thing we came here to do. I could feel that special thing from when I was very young. I was in my teens. I knew there was something important I was here to do, but no one could tell me. And I spent years searching for it. School, university, jobs, that didn't give me that answer till I got onto my spiritual path in my 30s. So the key to abundance is to clear the physical body of all the heavy-duty emotional stuff. Describing your soul contract, for those of you who read the book. Align to the higher self, open up that connection. Then this takes many years, but divine healing is designed to do this as rapidly as possible. Align to the higher self, and then this flow starts to come through of your mission. It's not just about money, it's about knowledge, love, ideas. So this will bring that flow of abundance through to you. And as we open up and surrender to that, it starts to manifest a different life altogether. A life of abundance, of where you're delivering your gift of service, where you're feeling fulfilled. So the absolute key is alignment and clearing the physical body, which is we're going to do some of that today. Okay, so yeah, we have a Merkaba around us, Cassie. That's what we do. We have a Merkaba around here. So you got to clean up your Merkaba so it's shiny. All the low frequency programs for that thing to actually spin like you're showing. Okay, so what we're going to do is that we're going to grow lotuses. We're going to dive into the mud of our separation programs, all our karma, okay, as described in your soul contracts, and bring consciousness to it. Because we look at this the wholeness of who we are, it's just oneness. It's just a state of being. So there's karmic stuff. We dive into the mud to bring feeling consciousness to it. And out of that, as we bring feeling consciousness, it transmutes and produces lotuses, our beautiful gifts of service. Okay, so it's about accepting everything in our lives, including all the hard stuff that we don't like. How many of you guys wish you had another life? Yeah, well, there is no other life you're meant to have. This is the one you're meant to have. But it's what you do with it. It's what you do with the programming that's been challenging you. Okay. And so what happens here is that there's 3 core programs that we come in with when we're born. When you're born, come out of your mother's body, first thing we feel abandoned by God. And then we don't feel loved by God, we feel unworthy to be loved by God. And then we don't trust God. And this combination, we each have a unique combination of these 3 programs that creates our ego construct. And when we feel unworthy to be loved by God, then abundance can't come to us. Ultimately, this is just an illusion, but we have to live with it and pay the bills. So it's something we do have to work with. We have to clear all of these here. Okay. All right. So what we're working on today, well, this one is letting go and trusting. We're working on trust in the flow of God. Okay. All right. So this is the 3 things that the human ego does. Because most people go into avoidance of feeling their issues, therefore they get stuck. When you wake up spiritually, what we then do, our ego tends to judge itself. It feels bad about its programs. And that just makes it stronger. But with divine healing, what we do is that we turn our consciousness into feeling the programs and owning them, finding out where they came from, and then we can actually clear them. And that's when you make progress. That's when you peel a layer of the ego onion. So what we're going to do today, we're going to have a taste of this. You guys are here because you have the willingness, desire, and courage to identify and feel the issue here. And this is about bringing feeling consciousness to the issue and expanding it into the issue. And as we do that, okay, as we, in this case, bring feeling conscious, the fear of stepping into the life you really desire, when you feel something, you can heal it. Because all the soul wants to do is feel that fear of stepping into the life you really desire, then we're going to use divine healing to clear it. But our ego's on to us here. It's not very keen for us to actually clear our stuff. So it puts up, actually, Cassie, if you could stop spinning that, because it's quite distracting for me trying to focus here and talk, thanks. This turquoise energy, the ego numbs us out, so we don't feel our programs. Therefore, what you can't feel, you can't heal. So it's trying to stop us from clearing our programs. Okay, but with divine healing, what we're going to do is that we're going to, hang on, a couple more people will come in here. Make sure they can do that. What we're going to do is that we're going to bring we're going to break through. We're going to break through this barrier here and bring feeling consciousness to our programs. And therefore, we're going to clear them. What we're going to do today, okay? So that's the principle of divine healing here. And it's going to give you a taste of deeply healing core programming so you become a master of your life. So you can actually experience more love, joy, and fun. And actually start to live your dreams, reconnect to your soul essence, and deliver your gift of service to the world. And and you can open to the flow of abundance as you do all these. Okay. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to close your eyes. We're going to start the process. Because it's all about asking, you shall receive. So what I want you to do, okay, what I'd like you to do here is to focus, okay, on the type of life you truly desire as best you can. I mean, you may have a pretty clear picture, okay, or you focus on the next best thing. It might be being in more financial flow, or it might be delivering your gift of service or discovering what your gift of service is fully if you're not sure what that is. I want you to think about this. Just breathe into your mouth, breathe into your heart, and feel what that is for you in this moment. Or it could just be clarity on the gift of service. Don't worry about how you're going to get there. Because our ego will have us looking at all the things that are in the way to distract us, so we never get there. So I want you to visualize and feel in its final state what that is, okay? As if it's already happened. It's a done deal. Because by focusing on where you want to go, it's going to trigger the programming, the unconscious programming in the ego that's preventing you getting there. Okay? So just do that for a little while and just feel what comes up in you as you do this. We're going to sort of trick the ego really to show its hand. And as those programs come up, that's going to allow us to heal them. So the ego tries to keep them hidden as much as possible. Okay, as much as possible. I want you to breathe through the mouth. Breathing through the mouth is most important, because that's actually how you feel the programs. If you're tempted to breathe through the nose, just the ego trying to stop you feeling these programs. Okay? And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quietly clear the interference patterns, stopping you aligning to the higher self. And then we're going to clear some of the programming, which is in the way of you manifesting the gift of service, the abundance you desire. Okay. So first off, quietly, I'm going to clear what I call earthbound soul. These are beings who've left a physical body, and they are attached to you because you carry the same resonance as their previous physical body and personality. So we're going to do that first. And you may feel energy moving in, on, or outside your body as you do this. And it's okay, just be aware of what happens. You might go hot or cold, you may go tingly. Okay, so here we go. Close your eyes and breathe through the mouth. Closing the eyes is important because the mind will try and work this out, and it's not much help to us. Feel the energetic shift. These beings are leaving now. They're going up a tunnel of light back to the astral plane or higher. Feel gratitude for them leaving. Now we're going to clear extraterrestrial presences. Nothing to worry about. These are beings who are fascinated by the emotional soup of Earth. Want to find out how we function, because the range of emotions on this planet is much greater than the average inhabited planet in the galaxy. So, but the very act of observing us changes the nature of who we are to a degree. Okay, I'm going to clear these guys out now. Feel the energetic shift and feel the gratitude for these guys leaving. Now we're going to release just Garnet's entities, all sorts of other astral life here. Okay, who are hanging out with you, like you're limited, trying to prevent you from connecting to higher consciousness. You feel the shift, all these beings are being taken to the light now. But look, some of them look like the sort of slimy guys you see in Ghostbusters. Your gratitude for them leaving. Archangel Michael takes taken to the light. We'll make sure they can't find you, so they can't come back. So I'm going to detox you at an energetic level now. Bit of a detox happening there. And you're continuing to breathe through your mouth. And I want you to be aware where the feelings are coming up. Refocusing on the state of being you want to be in, where you are delivering your gift of service, where you're clear what it is, however far that's got. Okay, just feel what's coming up from underneath the ego, out of the subconscious. Feel what's emerging. Feel whatever programs are there. Could be unworthiness, be lack of trust, whatever it is. Just welcome it. It's all welcome. Most important thing is to breathe through your mouth so you can feel. Breathing through the nose keeps you in your head, which the ego wants and we don't want. Aware of whatever is present. We normally avoid and push away all the things that are happening. We just welcome everything that's coming up, because this is how you transform it. It's sort of counterintuitive really to what the ego wants to do. And just feel whatever's coming up here. Open to all. Get a sense of where this may come from. It could be earlier in this life. You might have a childhood memory. It could be from a past life. You might see the energy, threads of energy go off into the behind you into the time-space continuum, wherever it comes from. Just be open to what your soul shows you. Open yourself to all aspects of this feeling. So we're breathing that blue, that sky blue spark into the big red dot I showed you of the issue, and bringing consciousness to it. I'm aware of any attachment the ego has to hanging on to that. The ego loves to hold on to things. Always looking in the emotional rearview mirror. I'm aware of any feelings of the ego has of feeling bad for having this program. And all judgment around it. And the more you can open to it, the more it can integrate and heal. So what I want you to do now is to switch on your microphones, okay, and open your eyes, and we're going to use a command code. Remember, you're a spark of the divine and sound is creative. You are the spark of God here. And we're going to say this command code out loud. This is how divine healing works. So you are going to come, you may think I'm a small, limited human being, but you're not. You're a spark of God. When you command something from that place, that God place, the universe will start to do this for you. The more you believe that you are, the stronger the effect of it. So these command codes aren't just words that the mental body want to rattle off. These are you commanding the universe. So you need to be very grounded and present. Okay. So we're going to start with this one I'm highlighting here. This is called main low frequency programs in divine healing. And so you brought consciousness to the program. And we're going to say these words slowly, okay? So repeat after me. Saint Germain's an ascended master who's going to burn this program out, okay? So we command Saint Germain, microphones on so you can hear each other. It's more powerful, you can hear each other.
We command
Saint
Germain
To pour the purple flame
to pour the purple flame
through the aura
through the aura
and subtle bodies,
and subtle bodies,
to burn away all low frequency energies
to burn
away all low frequencies, energies
that we have discovered,
that we have discovered,
so that new higher level vibrations
so that new
higher level vibrations
can be accessed and accepted and encoded.
can
be accessed, accepted, and encoded.
So we pause here just to let that energy happen. Temptation of the mind is to race ahead and read it all out, get it all done. This is not what it's about. You just commanded Saint Germain, so you got to give Saint Germain a bit of time to go off and do that. You feel the energy may go a bit busy. Okay. Okay, next one. Saint Germain and higher self,
Saint Germain
and higher self,
please burn out in one go.
please burn out in one go.
100% the core issue through all levels and dimensions.
100% to core issues through all levels and dimensions.
I just pause there. Let that happen. Be conscious of what's happening in your body. 100% the original cause
100%
the original cause
through all levels and dimensions.
through all levels and dimensions.
There's a pause for that to happen. Next one. 100% the source of its power through all levels and dimensions.
100% the source of its power through all levels and dimensions.
Okay, next one. 100% all energy attached through all levels and dimensions.
100%
all energy attached through all levels and dimensions.
Pause there. 100% all of its effects through all levels and dimensions.
100% all of its effects through all levels and dimensions.
We'll pause there. We express gratitude and say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
If
you.
you really mean it, it'll open up a direct connection from your heart to source, and that's where abundance will flow. So it's not a perfunctory thank you, it's a gratitude to source for the oneness that we are, for allowing this to happen. And feel the shift. You might want to yawn, burp, it's okay. I want to yawn. Good.
That's-
Energy shifting.
Mommy's doing a meditation.
What's that?
Oh, sorry.
Who was that? Are you talking to someone else? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, oops, sorry, I pressed the wrong button there. I wanted to keep the screen sharing. Okay, so now, closing your eyes again, we're going to access any past lives which are preventing the flow of your abundance. These might have got triggered. Yeah. Okay. If you've got kids in the background, you guys could just switch the mic off because we're getting the background noise. Thanks. Okay. Thank you. So we're going to use what's called the past life death chart in divine healing level 1. Yeah. We're not dealing with necessarily the past life deaths. There are past lives having a major influence on what's going on now that's blocking your abundance. So I'm not going to say past life deaths, I'm going to say traumatic past lives. Okay, I'm going to change the wording here. So we're going to clear the past life energy blocking you as much as it's come up in your consciousness now. So close your eyes and breathe into that feeling of how you visualized and felt your gift of service manifesting in the world. And then repeat after me. We're doing bite-sized chunks. I'll change color here because this is all blue here. Higher self, please clear, heal, and integrate
Myself, please clear, heal, and integrate
all these files and memories,
all these files and memories,
including all cellular memories,
including all cellular memories,
the DNA and the subatomic levels.
the DNA and subatomic levels.
I am now ready to heal.
I am now ready to heal
Ready to heal.
All traumatic lifetimes,
all traumatic lifetimes,
blocking the flow of my abundance
blocking the flow of my abundance
at all levels and dimensions,
at all levels and dimensions,
all time frames, realities, and universes.
all time, realities, and universes.
Okay, so a little pause for that to happen. Takes a little while for that. It's a lot of stuff we just asked for to be cleared. You might want to move on. Want to yawn again. Okay, next bit. I command that any soul fragments
I command any soul fragment
held with these memories
held with these memories
are now returned to me,
are now returned to me,
fully whole and intact as appropriate.
fully whole and intact as appropriate.
I welcome these soul fragments back.
I welcome these soul fragments back.
So a little pause there to let that happen, because bits of us, the sensitive parts of us break off. Okay. Right. And so we are pulling them back to us, because that makes us more whole. Okay, next bit. I command that the whole holographic matrix
I command that the whole holographic matrix
be repaired
be repaired
through all layers and levels,
through all layers and levels,
then brought into full alignment,
and brought into full alignment,
integration and balance,
integration and balance,
to allow for wholeness to emerge.
to allow for wholeness to emerge.
Let that happen, a little pause there. Let me say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. And just feel your heart opening to source. What you're actually doing is this. You're actually opening a channel to source. I'm going to get this pen to work. Yeah. You're opening up this connection directly to source. When you express gratitude, magic happens. Suddenly things just turn up. Abundance happens because you bypass all this programming in your ego and this blockage in the astral plane. You get a direct connection to source. So more gratitude, people, makes magic happen. But you've got to really mean it though. It's not because you want this to happen, it's because you genuinely feel gratitude. Okay. So it takes a bit of practice. Yeah. Okay, so it's past life cleared. So we've basically been dismantling the ego. It's like a big woolly jumper or sweater, as you say in North America. We're pulling all the threads out, and after a while, the ego construct blocking your abundance is going to come apart. So you just keep picking away at it. Not going to happen in one big go, but gradually it'll happen. Okay, so what we're going to do now is that we are going to infuse some energetic nutrition, integrate that. Okay. I just have to find it here. It's a bit earlier. Here it is. So in Divine Healing, we have 26 charts. You've done a few of them here. We use a nutrition chart. So it's not physical nutrition, it's the frequency of physical nutrition that we're going to call upon from the universe. So we have multiple ones here where we have amino acids. There's a whole bunch of them here. Some of them are not unpronounceable. Essential fatty acids, there's 20 of those. There's 26 amino acids. I'm going to show you how to pick the right one for yourself. There's only one right one frequency you need to integrate. And then down here we have minerals and vitamins. Okay. So one of these is going to infuse into your system. And that will just sort of settle you and integrate what you've just done. Because you can do some deep healing work on the ego, but you've got to integrate the effect so that you can get on with normal life. And so you move forward properly. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is we're going to do a thing called number mapping. See, it says here, choose a column A to D, but that's actually quite difficult for the mind, but we're going to call it number 1 to 4. So A is going to be 1, B is going to be 2, C is going to be 3, and D is going to be 4. So I want you to keep your eyes closed. I'm going to ask you to pick a number 1 to 4. And whatever number drops into your head, the very first one, because you might get more than one, is the true number from your higher self. Okay. So breathing through your mouths, pick a number 1 to 4, and write that down. Okay. And the first one's the correct answer. The rest is just the interference in the astral plane messing with you, or the mind messing with you. Okay. And if you got 1, you got A. All right. So for you guys, you got 1, which is A. This is the amino acids. You have 26 to choose from. So which one is it? So we're going to pick a number 1 to 26. So all A's, close your eyes, and pick a number 1 to 26 and write that down. Whatever that was. Don't read them, okay, before you pick the numbers, because your mind will get in the way. All right. And write down if you got 10, you write down guanidine. Okay. All 2s, you got 20 essential fatty acids. Close your eyes. Pick a number 1 to 20. Then read the page, not before. And that's your frequency. Even though you don't, even if you can't pronounce it or know what it does, it'll still work, because your higher self is picking the one that's ideal for you. Okay. All right. Those who got 3 or C, there's 22 minerals to choose from. So close your eyes. Pick a number 1 to 22. Write it down and write down whichever one comes off here. That's for the 3. Those who picked 4 initially, you got vitamins. Get 27 of these guys. So close your eyes. Pick a number 1 to 27 and write it down. Okay, and have a look on the table. I'm just trying to show them all. Still yawning. And that'll be your vitamin that needs some fusing. So what happens is that we're going to do a command code in a sec. It's going to draw down from your highest with that frequency. It's going to go down your pranic tube. And it's going to go out through your entire body, and you feel a bit more settled. Okay, so we're going to do that now. So everyone switch your mics on. We're going to do this one command code up here, this one. Okay, because you've already set in place the intention of what you want to do. And it's held in what's called a divine healing stack. It's like a container of energy, what we're working with, which is set by intention. So repeat after me. Higher self, please encode these nutrients
Higher
self,
self,
please encode
these
these
nutrients
nutrients
in the perfect balance
in the perfect
in the perfect
balance
balance
that is required,
that is
that is
required,
required,
and clear and align all pathways
and clear and
clear
align
and
all
all
pathways
for maximum assimilation
for
For
maximum
maximum
and
assimilation,
utilization.
absorption.
Absorption and utilization.
Okay, just allow that to come through you.
Thank you.
Feel the shift. We always pause on the thank you. We don't go thank you straight away. It takes a little while for it to come in. It'll propagate radially from the central column out to all parts of your body. Your vision may go clearer. And we say thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, opens up to source. Okay. And just see, it should settle you down a little bit. A little more settled there. Yawning is fine. Okay. I'm waiting for a yawn to come. I can feel it coming. Okay, that's a little taste of divine healing. So let's just see how you guys are feeling. So if you want to switch cameras on, the rest of you, we want to have a bit of feedback and then just see how that's gone. So who wants to start? Just wave at me. Okay. Just want to hear how you're feeling from that. Janaki, do you want to share? You're never shy. Do you want to share how that was?
Yes, I always feel a lot better, but I guess I feel more clarity in my mind, and I always do a new moon manifestation. So I'm feeling like really positive and excited about doing mine, what I want to help manifest, which is going to be bringing the abundance to do the course.
Yeah. Yeah. The key with this is to focus. You can the video will go out in a few days. What you focus it as if you're already on the course. Okay.
Thank you.
The end point is to be on the course. It's all paid for. You're all settled and it's going well. So use that. Focus on that and see what comes up. And just because remember you're the creator. You're all the creator. So focus on what you want to create. And then the universe, because we're all one great soul. The rest of the universe figure out how to do it. Okay. Don't try and figure out all the pieces of it. It's too complicated. Because then you open yourself to all possibilities. Okay. And work on whatever comes up that's in the way. Because most of what's in the way you can't feel straight away. So what we're doing is we're ambushing the ego. We're triggering it. By focusing on where you want to go, not focusing on all the things that are not working. Because when you focus on the things that aren't working, you get more of it. Not about ignoring them, but it's not giving them all your manifestation energy. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, this is how you create what you want. All right. So, okay. So we have Noreen said a little tension in my head, and I could see some dark spots floating away. They're a lot more integrated and light, and my physical vision, eye vision feels clearer. Yeah, that happens a lot. Thanks, Noreen. Yeah, who else would like to share how that was? Bianca?
Oh, yes, I am yawning all the time, and it's like it's tingling everywhere. I feel lighter.
Yeah, got a cellular release. A lot of programming's come out by the sounds of it. Very good.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So if you keep at this with divine healing, eventually you get back to source and consciousness. That's the idea of this. But it's one layer at a time, while your body will turn eventually to a being of light, but it takes time. Okay, but focus on where you want to be. Okay, and don't ignore what's been going on, but don't give it any more power than necessary. That's the key to this. Most people have their head stuck in their navel. I did for most of my life. And therefore, all you get is what's in your navel, because by the law of attraction, what you focus on grows. So focus on where you want to be. You starve the ego, creating all the stuff you don't want, and you feed the stuff you do want, you do desire. That was the biggest secret I discovered about 10 years ago. And then things really started changing when I realized that. Okay, who else would like to share how that was? Anyone else? So I'd like to hear how you're feeling now compared to how you were when we started. Laura.
My eyesight's definitely improved.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
Quite a difference. The one thing that I found really important was actually the breath work there, because I would normally close my eyes and breathe through my nose. So thank God you actually said
Yeah.
breathe through the mouth. Yeah. So
Yeah,
thanks. That was really effective. Yeah. Cheers.
The key is to feel it, because when you feel it, then the ego can't stop you from transforming it. It tries to knock us out from feeling anything, to keep us separate from God. That's what its job is. And our job's to do the opposite, get back to God and consciousness.
Yeah, I didn't actually realise that point before. You know, so it's quite insightful you saying that. Certainly I'm feeling like the channel, I don't know about anything else. I didn't get any great shifts or anything like that, but certainly I feel kind of like it's clearer.
Yeah, well, it's gradual. It's not some big magic wand, a big flash of light, and then you're back at God. It doesn't work like that. The whole point is, hey guys, there's no unicorns and rainbows, okay? All right, there's no such thing. It's all about one layer at a time, getting back to God, because the soul wants the experience of going from feeling this separate, nothing's working, to actually things starting to work, things starting to flow. And what's the feeling experience of going from being this separate back to God, one step at a time? And so we're peeling one layer of the ego onion at a time. This is actually the journey of ascension. That's why you were born, to take this journey back home. And this is a tool that's going to get you there a lot faster.
Great, thanks.
Okay, that's what it was built for. Okay, anyone else want to share how that was? Isabel, how are you feeling after all that? If you want to share.
I'm still spinning. I just feel my body goes like that, very subtle, but it's still going around and around.
Yeah, something's clearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's definitely clearing.
Yeah.
So if you guys play the video again, go through the process, a different layer of onion will come off. You keep at it. Some people said to me, this is the most powerful healing they've ever had anywhere, just by watching the videos. The transmission is still in it. Okay, so you can do a lot of healing just with the video alone. So, okay.
Yeah, I do feel a lot of things in my throat as well.
Yeah.
Yes, they're coming out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cassie?
I started yawning like almost immediately, but I had a lot of like tension in my neck, and it feels weird because it feels kind of free now. I feel really lightheaded, like really lightheaded.
Yeah, something's left. Some heavy duty programs are left. Probably some interference associated with them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like my back was hurting really bad a minute ago, and now it feels like this chair doesn't hurt my back, but I know it does. But it's not right now. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, the programming is left. That's the main thing. That's what we're doing. Anybody else want to share how that was? No? Switch the videos on if you want to, or just switch the sound on and have a chat. We can move to the next stage. No? Okay. Any questions about the process? Anybody, either in the chat or through voice? Bianca?
You say a program left, but can the program come back? Or is it gone forever?
Only if you invite the program and back to come back, and a layer of the program's left. Divine healing is very much like a laser scalpel emotionally. It just cleans it out, and often it's hard to remember what was the program because it takes it out so cleanly. It's the high self especially dissolving that ego onion and taking it away, so you can't even remember what it was. You just feel lighter and clearer, less achy. You feel better. And that's all that matters. It doesn't really matter what left in the end. Because the ego will always try and look back because it's trying to recreate it. So you don't really want to recreate it. I think everyone here's had enough suffering, haven't they, in life? All the programming. Time to move forward. This is what this is about. My life changed radically doing this. I went from barely making a living to having a global teaching business with divine healing. So I just worked on myself pretty much every day. And there were so many layers of the onion, but it was worth it. I hadn't realized how complex and dense it was to be human until I got into doing divine healing. So, any other questions, people, or comments? You can put in the chat, guys, or you can just switch your mic on. No? Okay. Well, I'll show you a little bit about talk a little bit about the manual a bit more. So we've shown it to you here. So the level 1 manual, there are 5 levels, but we start with level 1. Okay. This is about empowering yourself. This is the 12 strands of DNA, basically, that you're reprogramming as you do this. And Almira and Shakira and Mary here, they channel this. Almira was a top medical doctor, and Shakira and Mary were top kinesiologists. Mary's passed on now, not that long ago. Basically channeled through these 26 charts here. And they thought this is all there was to it. And it took them over a year to channel it, and they meet up every month, and they put them all together. This is how divine healing was born. And it's by alphabetical order. And what we worked on, I worked on the interferences and blocks at the beginning that prevent you from aligning to the higher self. And then what I worked on then was main low frequency programs, the stuff blocking the flow of your abundance. Then we cleared past life affecting your abundance. I turn it from a past life death chart and just traumatic past lives blocking the abundance. So these are all quite strong charts. And then I infused nutrition to help you integrate that. So you had a little taste of some of the programming in here. We have all sorts of things we clear here, like fears and phobias, blocks to God consciousness, hidden ego agendas. This is a very strong one. Those with some beliefs. Sabotages. Most of this is unconscious stuff, traumas. And so what we do on the training, because most of you here, because you're interested in the training, is that we spend 4 days learning how to do all the charts. And the way we do that is that there's a unique flow in each class. You become in the class what's called a synergistic entity, a group consciousness. And that guides me and the teaching team on the optimal flow to teach the class. So we'll pick a chart. So you pick this one here, my low frequency programs. Now, if it's a simple chart, I'll talk about it and explain it, and then I'll do it on the whole class, just like we did now. But if it's a more complex one, I'll demonstrate on someone. We call them the guinea pig, the honorary guinea pig. And then they will receive that, and you'll see the effect. I'll explain it, I'll demonstrate it. Then you go off from the main room here into breakout rooms in Zoom. You go off with a partner like this, and there's 2 of you, and you give and receive the treatment in digital privacy. And then I come around, the assistants come around, and we actually supervise you if you have questions. We come around with the sound and video off. So basically, you can go and practice. And we basically work our way through all these charts in the right order. I don't know what the order will be because it depends on who turns up in the class. But basically, you get a 4-day intensive healing process by learning to do all the charts and actually practicing them or receiving them of a simple charts. And you come out pretty squeaky clean compared to when you started. It's a very powerful process. So you come out real squeaky clean, plus you've learned how to do divine healing. You've got the transmission of level 1. So you can work on yourself, because it's all about self-empowerment. So this allows you to clear 80% of the issues that come up that have been giving you a hard time your whole life. 20% of them are very core ego programs. It needs another practitioner. like someone else in the class to hold emotional space, you can go deep into it. But it means you have a tool that can rapidly clear your ego and create that abundance for you. And then you can also deliver it to other people if you're a therapist. So it's self-healing, and then it's also healing of others. So it means you can get through life. You can basically get to where you want to go much faster, because this brings consciousness to almost the stuff which you're not aware of. Because the higher self's saying it's this one, it's this one, it's this one, and when you read the charts, it's like, oh, that's really true. I mean, we never would have thought of that, but when you see it, you know that's dead on. So basically, what you're doing is you're busting the illusion, the unconsciousness that the ego has placed upon us to keep us asleep, through the higher self saying, here's the program, bringing consciousness, and then you feel it. The core principle is just diagnose what it is through the higher self, feel it, then you command the higher self to clear it, and it's gone. Then you move on to the next one. So you've peeled many layers of your onion, even in a couple of hours doing this work. So that's how you create an abundant flow. It takes time, but it's the fastest thing I know of to get there. Okay. So what it's doing is it's just got to get to it, back up to these charts here. So fundamentally, it's healing you very deeply and completely. And the stuff is just gone, and sometimes it's hard to remember what was there. And so you're basically able to take those dreams and turn them into reality gradually. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's going to happen a lot faster than it is in the moment. You've got to work at it. And you're connecting to the true essence of the higher self. And most importantly, you're delivering your gift of service, and you're in the flow of God's abundance. You're delivering a spiritual gift, which for us, like light workers, that's like nectar. So that's what we were born to do. And if we could just sort ourselves out, we get there. And this is the tool that came, because Almira and I needed this tool for ourselves. We knew we had a very big mission of awakening to happen. So this is how it was born, out of our own need. We tried lots of other different tools, and they weren't quite what we wanted, or people wouldn't allow us to teach them. So Almira channeled us with the other two, Mary and Shakira. So this is how the whole thing was born. Oops, sorry, I need to get back to one more slide and we're done. So if you feel drawn to come, some of you are sort of thinking about this, you feel drawn to get this very powerful tool, here's how you can do it. So we teach this on Zoom only because it's a global class. It goes from anywhere from California out to New Zealand, depending on who turns up. So the next one will be on Zoom, 16th and 19th of June. It'll be at 12:30 to 8:30 p.m. UK. So it means in California it's 4:30 a.m., but people used to fly to this. But so it's 4:30 to 12:30, 4:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. And out in Europe it's 1:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central time. No, sorry, it's Central European time. And the reason it's that is because I can't teach beyond 8:30. I'm not very good after 8:30 at night. I've tested this. So this pretty much covers the Western Hemisphere. We still get people from India and Australia. They have to stay a bit later. But we had to make a choice when the majority of people at the moment are still in the Western Hemisphere. So if you want to find out more, go to thedivinehealingtraining.com. And the total fee is £571 or $685 US approximately. And the deposit is about a third of that, with 193 to secure your place or 235. And it's excellent value simply because if you went for private sessions here, the cost of the training is only 5.5 hours of private sessions, and you have a tool you can use permanently, and therefore you can save enormously on doing private sessions, because 80% of the things you can clear yourself. So you can get there a lot quicker and more cost effectively. But the most important thing is that when you start healing yourself, you realize I can sort this out myself. I can be in charge. And a lot of people felt like a victim of the matrix, at the mercy of life and our soul contract. This is where you take charge for the first time, people, and you can actually go and change these programs. So think of your soul contract as the spiritual map of your life. You know where you want to go, You read the book. This is the tool for clearing the pathway to actually travel down that road and overcome the blockages. She can actually live this thing. That's why the two go together very well. So most of you know where you want to head, or got a pretty good idea, the general direction. This actually gets you moving. This clears the roadblocks to the vehicle of your life moving forward. That's what this is for. Okay. So any questions on that? So this is the gift that God gave us and we're sharing with you to get on with it, because many light workers are cool, but only so many actually come online because the ego is so tough at times. Laura?
And you were saying that there's like 5 levels, so are they all kind of held consecutively throughout the year or different years? How does it work?
We normally say about 6 months between levels, because you need time to integrate the frequency and practice on yourself and practice on others. So I would just focus on one level first and see how you do, because each level is progressively more and more powerful in terms of the jump. But your life will completely change. My life completely changed. Once I hit level 2, my life radically changed, because it just sliced through my ego like hot knife through butter. Just programs which have been bugging me for years just disappeared. So this is about getting free of the drag weight of the ego. I'll show you how that works. Hang on. It's a diagram I haven't drawn yet. I'll explain this mechanism. So, okay. All right, so this is time, this is power. This is when you were born. When you're born, your ego is very powerful. It's got a good grip on you, keeping you separate from God, which is normal because you just arrived. Over time, if you work on yourself, the power of the ego diminishes. And the power of the soul here gets stronger. And this point here, where the power of the soul is greater than the power of the ego, is called the point of soul integration. Because once you hit this point and you go beyond this, you accelerate and grow enormously. So what we're doing with divine healing is getting you to that point of soul integration. So the ego, the drag weight of the ego is no longer holding you back, so you can lift off. It's like escape velocity with a rocket. So this is emotional escape velocity from the drag weight of the ego, the gravity of the ego. So you got to get here, people. You're stuck here. This is why things are slowing down. We got to get you to this point. And when the ego is weakened enough with love, then your life really starts to happen. That's when the mission starts to happen, because it can't stop you anymore, because you've increased the frequency of your body, and more of the soul essences come in. That higher frequency pushes out more ego programming. You clear up with divine healing, and then more ego. It's a positive feedback loop. More of the ego clears, and that's when life gets really interesting. You realize I'm in charge now. Okay, it can't stop me. That's a great moment when I realize I'm in charge now. If I keep at this, yeah, I've got control now for the first time. It's not going to hold me back. And that was a pretty exciting day when I realized that.
Does that in itself get a bit addictive? You know, just continually healing.
Well, you do it on an as-needed basis. You have normal life, and an issue will come up. Normally, you do quite a bit of it when you first start, because there's a lot of stuff to clear. But after a while, I may do it once every couple of weeks at the most now. When I first did it, I was doing it 2-3 times a week because there were so many programs coming up. Once you start to dismantle the ego, the soul will push out more and more, because okay, there's a tool to help us here. Let's go. We can get on with the mission. The soul gets pretty excited when you learn this. So it doesn't get addictive. It's more like, oh, it's a relief. Thank God I can actually clear it. So you've got to pace yourself as well, not overdo it, because you've got to do it with love for the ego. The ego is not the enemy. It's just how we've needed to feel separate from God. So we'd be triggered to go back to the source. Mm. So yeah, so this is what we would like to share with you if you feel drawn to it, to get home in consciousness and have a more fulfilling life. So any questions? Bianca.
How many times are you giving this course?
We run this 3 times a year: spring, summer, and autumn.
Okay.
Spring, summer, autumn. Okay.
Wow.
And the ego will try and delay, because this is a threat to its existence, just so you're aware of that. It's an absolute threat to its existence. But once you get in there, once you've done the first one, and you've got more control, people go, I found the way now, let's keep going. When they realize what it can actually do. You had a little taste now, but imagine doing 4 days of this. It will seriously diminish the power of the ego. So,
well, I was completely focused on doing the soul contract in October. So I was collecting money on all kinds of ways to do that course. So I'm just curious about this, and it really, I can't explain it in words. So now I'm completely focused on this.
well, you got to go with what feels right. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone has a pathway. So just feel in your heart what opens the heart the most. The soul will tell you.
Yeah.
It might be one or the other, or it might be both. Say you learned divine healing in June, then you have a means of earning more funds to pay for soul contract in October.
Yeah.
Okay, because once people experience this, what happens is that they'll come back for more. It's good for repeat business, simply because it's so powerful. They say, okay, Bianca, that was amazing. When can I have the next one? Can I come tomorrow? And you say, well, no, once a week at the most. And then you build. It's good for repeat business because it's so powerful.
Yeah.
So powerful.
Thank you.
Okay, so your soul's got a plan. Just got to feel in your heart what that plan is, and you'll know. Laura.
After Divine Healing 1, is that you kind of sort of certified that you can practice in this? Is it, or is this just
Yes.
yourself going?
No, yeah, you get an attendance certificate, and you need to actually practice, which allows you to get insurance, but you obviously got to practice. So best to practice in a safe environment, which is on your classmates, because everyone needs practice. You do swaps with each other, and then practice on family and friends. And then when you feel confident, start working with clients, working with people in a paid form. So it's a gradual process. We talk all about that process, but you gradually come out of the fifth dimensional bubble of the training, and you gradually go out in the world and get you have training wheels, and you take them off, and you gradually get your legs, and then you're up and running. It takes a bit of time, but you can get there.
Great.
There's only a couple of hundred divine healers in the whole world, so it's a very small group of people who do it. Okay, maybe, I don't know, 300 or 400 at the most. So it is not a crowded market for what this is. And the alternative therapy market is full of lots of therapies. So this thing is extremely powerful. So you want something very powerful because that differentiates you from all the other offerings. And once people have experienced this, they come back for more because it's so effective. Any other questions? Comments? No? Anything in the chat? No one's putting in the chat. Okay. Isabel, you going to say something?
No, I'm still buzzing and still going around. So I guess
Something big cleared. That's what happened.
something very big clear. Yes, exactly. So I think I've read somewhere. Do you have a practitioner's directory? I mean, once if we go through this and we qualify, do you provide a directory so we can get clients through your website, or it's not?
You need to get to an experienced enough level before we'd recommend you.
Okay.
Because most people come for very serious issues which require a lot of experience. So you need to develop your business. Okay. You need to develop yourself as a practitioner and develop yourself as a spiritual entrepreneur as well. We have a new training on that at the end of May for practitioners. We teach you an introduction to being a spiritual entrepreneur. So we can help you. And then one of the practitioners runs a monthly coaching course you have to train to become a practitioner, train to become an entrepreneur. It's not a natural skill for most practitioners. So we found a way to train you so you can actually learn how to create. It's a completely different mindset, okay, from just being a healer, but it's required in order to take your gift, your feminine gift of service out to the world. We put enough feminine, masculine structure around it, okay, with a workshop called Marketing and Manifesting Your Business to give you a taste of how it works. We do that over 2 days. And then if you're interested, you can go on a monthly program with one of our top practitioners who's a natural entrepreneur. She trains you guys to become business people, not to make money only, but to actually deliver your gift. So you need two parts to it. Okay, otherwise it doesn't work. Otherwise it's just a hobby. So we give you end-to-end process. You can take it from the enthusiasm for it to actually helping others with it, but you have to run it as a business, and she teaches you how to do that. So it's a whole new mindset that's required. Okay, entrepreneurs aren't born; they're trained mostly. It's an acquired skill, but it's done to deliver service. It's not like trying to make a ton of money. You can do that if you want, but everyone who comes to this pretty much wants to be of service. So we teach you how to deliver your service in a business-like way with love, so you can actually turn it into a viable means of earning a living and serving others, because you need the money to pay the bills, obviously, as we're talking about at the beginning. That's the nature of the matrix. Okay, and we help you with your money issues. She helps you with your money issues and stuff like that that go with that. So yes, we can help you, Isabel, become a spiritual entrepreneur if you're prepared to put the effort and time into it. So you can then manifest those clients, because each of you has your own unique client, what we call avatar, unique type of people who want to work with you. So you have to get in shape and find those people and tell them that's what you do. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Everyone okay with that? Well, thanks for coming, everybody. Video should go out in the next few days. Depends when I get to it, and hopefully we see some of you on the training and you get out there and change the world. That's why we're here, to help you raise the frequency of the world. Okay. So thank you, and we may see you again. Okay. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.